Greetings. Today we embark on a journey to explore the beauty of Annapurna Base Camp trek, which I embarked on in spring of 2022. This video is an unedited and raw look at my trek and the stunning scenery that surrounded me. If you'd like to relax and simply take in the breathtaking visuals, feel free to mute the video and let the pictures speak for themselves. On day 1, my friend Joe and I took a flight from Kathmandu to Pokhara on Buddha Air and had the thrill of viewing the Himalayas towering above the clouds. Upon arrival in Pokhara, it was a hot day, so we decided to beat the heat with a cold beer and also had the pleasure of meeting our guide, Babu, for the journey ahead. The following day, we stepped out of the taxi and began our journey from the new bridge. The peaceful sound of the river and the lush green surroundings made us feel at one with nature as we walked away from the city.
Day 2 of the Fellowship of the Nepali River. Is it 7? 7:14, baby. Let's go. My boy Babu, leading the way. What's up, boys? Check out that view.
We gradually made our ascent up the hills, and as we passed through the villages, we got a glimpse of quaint little houses and people going about their daily routines. The paths we took were vastly different from the bustling city, and with the majestic mountains on the horizon, it felt like we're on a mission straight out of a Lord of the Rings movie.
Damn!
After a few hours of walking, we were exhausted, especially since it was our first few days on the trek and our bodies were not yet adjusted to the continuous walking in the sun with a 10 kg backpack while also gaining altitude. Despite the exhaustion, the end of the day was rewarding. As soon as we went to bed, we fell asleep, and when we woke up, the mountains appeared even larger and closer, as if they had moved towards us overnight. This was a huge source of motivation to reach our destination. Fun fact, we accidentally left our trekking poles behind after getting off the plane in Pokhara. As a result, we made do with branches from trees, using them as trekking sticks. Surprisingly, they proved to be quite effective. The trek was surrounded by an abundance of water and rivers, with the soothing sound of flowing water accompanying us throughout the trek. We also met some other hikers along the way. At one point, they stopped to take off their shoes to keep them from getting wet. After a few hours of walking, we took a break at a small hut-like structure. From there, we were treated to a breathtaking view of lush green hills and a clear blue sky. Just take a look. This was just before we reached our first stop, the village of Kandruk. Our accommodations for the night were simple but satisfactory. We only needed a place to sleep before continuing our trek the next morning. During dinner, we got to try a traditional Nepalese meal consisting of rice, lentil soup, spicy chicken, broth, vegetables, pickles, and a refreshing glass of beer. It was a delicious and satisfying meal with no complaints. The next morning, we started fresh after a quick breakfast. After a few hours of walking, we took a break to rest and catch our breath. Later on, We stopped at a hilltop to check our phones as it was the only place we had proper reception. Our second day of the trek, we stopped at Chomrung for lunch. The scenic view was breathtaking with hills on either side and a gorge in between, which we would be walking through to reach our destination for the day. We took a break, had some food, and rested because we were tired and it was raining. While resting, Joe and Babu were lying down at the dining table. The scenery was breathtaking with people working on their farms and small houses visible. That's the village and we were headed there for our second night. Joe and I were very satisfied with our decision to have Babu as our guide because he was a great companion and made sure we were taken care of throughout the entire trip, starting from the time we met him in Pokhara till the end. We met Babu through my research for the best trekking company for our trip. I had a one-on-one calls with 4 companies and found that Himalayan glaciers stood out with their extensive experience and better overall customer service. I highly recommend them for any Himalayan trekking adventures, and you can even use the code ABC5OFF for discounts on their website.
That's what's up, boy.
Boy, that's what's up. Annapurna South. Right there, baby. Woo. That's what's up, son. That's what's up.
It was remarkable that every day a different dog would follow us to the next village.
Hey, what's up, Kenji? Should I call him Kenji?
We stopped at a beautiful waterfall for a break and discovered a new temple being built next to it due to frequent landslides in that area. Another fascinating thing we encountered on the journey was a big rock with intriguing patterns, likely created by natural elements like water over hundreds or even thousands of years.
That's some power. That's some nature power, baby. Woo!
It was a challenging experience, but we made it safely to the other side. The locals were very friendly and helpful. They showed us the best way to cross the bridge and made sure we got across safely. It was amazing to see the resilience of the people in the mountains and their resourcefulness in the face of obstacles. This photo shows the type of environment you'll be walking through for most part of your trip. It is very natural and unspoiled. We finally arrived at our destination for the second day, the village of Upper Sinua, which was enveloped in clouds, making it difficult to see beyond the trees. Our accommodation for the night was a room in the village with a shared bathroom outside. This is a photo taken on the third day of the trip, showing the scenic view as we walked. The landscape becomes more rugged and challenging the higher up we go, and there are fewer villages and people along the way. We started the day early without breakfast and had lunch at a place called Bamboo. Despite the difficult terrain, we pushed on for a few more hours. On the third day, we arrived at our station, either Deorali or Himalaya, can't recall which one. The picture shows our room, the dining area, and our trekking sticks resting on the wall. The dinner was rice, lentils, chicken, and veggies, very similar to the previous night. The gorge we walked through, which was previously shown from Chomrung, offers a stunning view. Our goal is to reach Annapurna Base Camp and spend the night there. On the fourth day, our group encountered some difficulty while trekking to Attribution Base Camp, which is located at an altitude of 3,700 meters. The experts recommend not increasing altitude by more than 500 meters in a day above 3,000 meters, but we chose to push forward. I became dizzy and could not walk, having gained almost 800 meters that same day, so I had to rest for over an hour and still was not feeling any better. The other two guys were concerned and considered going back down to the previous station. However, after taking a break and a Tylenol and moving slowly, we decided to continue forward. We arrived at Attribution Base Camp and stayed at a lodge named Gangapurna. We had garlic soup to help us feel better and spent the night there. The next morning we headed to Annapurna Base Camp, which was only 1 to 2 hours away. The scenery on the way to Annapurna was different because there were no big trees or plants, just shrubs and small flowers. Our guide Babu told us that this was because we were there in spring, but if it were winter, the area would be covered in snow with no vegetation. Upon reaching the Annapurna Base Camp, we spotted a sign reading, "Namaste, welcome to the base camp." You can see me waving the only triangular flag in the world, the flag of Nepal, at the base camp. The weather was very cold, so we got a cup of tea. After admiring the views, taking pictures and having breakfast, which consisted of eggs, gurung bread, potatoes and coffee, we went further up to visit the monuments dedicated to people who had passed away there a long time ago. Also, this is the dog from the previous station at Machaputre that had followed us all the way to Annapurna. Some other trekkers chose to take a flight back from Annapurna instead of hiking down. After spending a few hours at the base camp, we began our descent.
Come on, bro, it's a video. Get like an elephant walk through those slippery rocks. Is that what you're trying to see? Huh? Some trail, bro. Just trying to get some trail. Can we take the pro out and do some vids? Yeah? Trying to get them pro out? You? GoPro? Yeah, you check it out real quick. We haven't taken any videos for channel. The YouTube channel, baby.
We had lunch in Upper Sinua and continued our journey. The trail was strange because even when descending, it involved going down the hill and then uphill, followed by another descent. The suspension bridges connecting two hills were a unique experience, but as you walked, they would shake. A downside to hiking in the Himalayas during spring is the frequent landslides, which can be very dangerous and unpredictable. Our guide Babu was shocked by the size of the recent landslides, and there's no guarantee of safety if you get caught in one.
Seems like that was the landslide we
We did not expect the descent to be more challenging on our knees and legs compared to this ascent. Joe and I had to share a pair of knee braces because we were having a hard time going down the hills. Our legs were very weak, especially Joe's as he was taller. During the descent, we encountered mules carrying essential supplies to the lodges and stations. The caretaker informed us that this was a light load for the mules, who are capable of carrying much heavier loads when necessary.
Some mules. Those are not mules anymore, those are horses.
Those are mules.
They're big mules.
Donkey and how they mix it.
After successfully finishing the Annapurna Base Camp trek, we celebrated with a meal at a restaurant in Pokhara called Fresh Elements and some drinks. The following day, Joe and I went to Fewa Lake and went paragliding in Sarangkot.
Woo! Yeah, buddy!
Although it seemed Joe was having a great time in the air, I was terrified as my guy was pulling G's on me mid-air.
Oh ho ho ho! Oh ho ho ho! Oh ho!
But all in all, we agreed that it was a great experience to fly in the sky with a parachute. Afterwards, we visited the Peace Pagoda located on a hilltop. The area was adorned with Buddha statues and Buddhist messages carved on rocks. From there, we had a stunning view of a large Shiva statue holding a trident on a nearby hill. Later, we played some golf, even though our legs were still a bit sore from the trek. We had a poor performance, but it was still a fun experience. We returned to our hotel located at the Pokhara lakeside, visited a club in the evening, but arrived early so the atmosphere was not lively. The following morning, we finally headed back to Kathmandu. This marks the conclusion of the video. The Annapurna Base Camp adventure was fantastic. If you enjoyed watching, please show your support by liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more similar content.